You've got ideas, you've got ambition, you've got no time, or so you think. I'm Marissa Lonick, and I help busy moms with big dreams and no time. Join me each week as I dive into time management strategies, goal setting and achieving framework, and inspiring guests who are juggling mom life, work life, fill in the blank life. Dreams don't work unless you do, and just because you're a mom doesn't mean you can't still make it happen, whatever it means to you. Welcome to the Mama Work It podcast. All right. Hello, mamas. Welcome back to another amazing episode of the Mama Work It podcast. This week, I'm so excited to introduce you to Gabby Eckert. Gabby Eckert is a certified personal stylist, image consultant, color analyst, and CEO of the Brave and Beautiful Boutique. Her mission is to help women feel beautiful and confident so they can achieve their goals and show up powerfully in the world. Gabby works with women all over the USA and internationally to embrace their bodies, discover their power colors, grow in confidence, create an authentic style and brand, all while creating a wardrobe they love. Gabby has also been an incredible guest expert inside our exclusive membership program for moms in business called Biz Momagement Club. She brings so much value every time I talk to her, and I just knew she would make an amazing guest for the Mama Work It podcast. So I can't wait to dive into this. Gabby, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, Marissa, thank you so much for having me. Oh, it is going to be a blast. Can't wait to start our conversation. And thank you again for having me.
Yeah. Me too. Me too. All right. Well, I always love to ask my guests on the podcast, just tell us a little bit more about you. What's your story? What got you to where you are today in working as a stylist?
Absolutely. So, Marissa, I was not a stylist by any means. I have my degree in psychology and teaching. And it's funny how things kind of come around full circle because I actually am using my education in such a different way now than I was years ago. And it's just so cool to me to see how things come full circle. But I actually was a teacher for quite a few years and always loved fashion, always loved style. It was my form of creativity, self-care, self-expression. But I also struggled a lot with body image and self image and self talk, and really needed to do a lot of heart work in there and get help and really just work on myself in this specific area. And so I did that, and I learned a lot through just how to dress your body shape, what colors look good on you, different silhouettes, different styles. And it really did help me along this journey. And in 2017, I had the opportunity to open up the Brave and Beautiful Boutique. And in my time in the boutique, while the ladies were shopping, I noticed that at times when they would go into the fitting room, they would say the same things about their body that I would say about mine. And it's funny, I used to dub the fitting room the war room because literally I left that room always feeling so beat up, Marissa. So when I saw that these women were having those same issues as me, it was like a light bulb moment went off. And I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I can take the tools and resources that I've been teaching myself to help me along on this journey and to really show them those resources to see if it will help them. And so I did that for free for like years. I got to style women of various backgrounds, different body shapes, different styles. And it wasn't until a mentor had came up to me and was like, Gabby, what are you doing? Like, you have a line for this. People want to be styled. They want to see, you put outfits together for them. And they're like, why don't you charge for this? And of course, I had major imposter syndrome, and I'm like, no way, I could not do this. But I really did take some time, mulled it over, prayed about it, talked about it with my husband, and took the leap of faith and was like, you know what, I'm going to try this out. Got my first client. And that was like my push to be like, okay, Gabby, this is what you need to do. And I went and I furthered my education at the New York Institute of Art and Design and got certified as a stylist. Really dove into like my craft and learning about color theory and color analysis and branding and image consulting. And then I really just haven't looked back since. And it has been such a heart project for me because I love getting to work with women all over the US, both now virtually and in person, to look and feel their absolute best and to really have their inside heart match the outside so they feel just as good as they look. And so, yeah, that's a little bit about me. I'm no longer teaching in a classroom setting, but I'm teaching my clients and the women that are in my membership and my clients that I work with.
Love that. I love the heart work instead of hard work, even though they both sound like similar kind of experiences, right? Like sometimes when you're doing that heart work, that internal work, it can feel really hard. It can
Yeah.
be a lot of hurdles to jump through. I empathize and I've been there. And I totally get that analogy and that example about the dressing room. Like, how many times do you go into a dressing room with like just a pile, a stack of things you pick up because you want to follow the trend? You've seen someone else wear something that looks really cute on them, or, whatever it is, you need to just freshen up your wardrobe and you come out just feeling so defeated. And that is just such a tough a tough situation to be in, and to have an amazing woman like you who can help people in that situation, in that stage, whether they are feeling not like themselves in a postpartum body, whether they are just kind of unsure what their style, where their style lands at this during this season, like, or whether they're just, maybe they've never been comfortable in a dressing room or kind of choosing clothes or things like that. And they don't even know kind of where to go, or they don't even know what like that joyous feeling can be when you put on an outfit and you feel like $1,000,000. Like, there need to be more people like you in this world helping women achieve that.
Oh my gosh, you are so, so kind. And I love everything you just said there. And I feel like, too, Marissa, it is always a journey, especially as a woman who struggles with this specific, I would say, I don't hardship, right? Like this body image and negative self-talk. And as women, we go through all these different changes, like especially if you're a mom. And I just went through that myself through postpartum, having my baby, and like really just having to put into practice what I've learned. And that's really what I want to do is I want to equip women with the tools and resources so they can style the body that they have today instead of waiting until they've lost X amount of pounds or until they've reached a certain budget or whatever the case may be, but that they can feel really good in the place that they are right now and understand and give and be kind to themselves, knowing that this is a process. And for some, it's like a monthly thing where they have to tear down those thoughts of like just feeling so bad about ourselves. It could be a daily thing, it could be an hour thing. Like it is something that we're always evolving and growing in. So I really appreciate that you touched on that.
Yeah, yeah. So, as a stylist, right? Like my image of you just and I'm sure many people
Yeah.
feel this way, but like my image of you is that like you're on another level with your daily style. Like, can you clarify this for us? Because you're also a mom to a
Yeah.
baby, right? A baby, which babies need their moms a lot, right? It's not like a kid going to school every day. Has this shifted for you? Like, do you ever rock yoga pants? Like, what's this look like for you in the daily life?
Oh my gosh, Marissa, I love this question. So, literally, I have to tell you, I wear yoga pants all the time. And I'm also very strategic about when I dress when I want to look like full glam, and when it is a day that I'm just like, hey, I'm in the trenches cleaning my house and taking care of my baby. And so basically, what that looks like for me is that I dress according to the goals for the day and how I want to feel. Because I know and truly believe that getting dressed, our style holds power in so many ways. So, for instance, if I'm doing something for my business, or I'm meeting with my clients, or I'm going on a networking call, for instance, I am dressing at a certain level based on how I want to show up and how I want others to see me and how I want to feel, most importantly. And I always tell my clients that the more you have packed in your day and the more nervous you are maybe that of something that you have, or the more serious event that you have on your plate, I always say dress for that. So for me, it would mean to dress a little bit dressier, if that makes sense, like putting on a full face of makeup, like doing my hair, putting on like a nice outfit that I feel good in, because when you feel your best, you're going to show up with so much energy. You're going to be able to take more risks. You're just going to feel so good and be present with those that you are with. But I will say, like, if you were to come over here on a Saturday and I'm like getting breakfast together and cleaning my house, like I am not like all glammed out. I'm in my yoga pants. I'm comfortable. Those are my goals for my day. My day, it is to just be with family and to get stuff done around the house. So I am very strategic though. Like if you look at my schedule, I'll batch a lot of things in certain days, and those are the days that I'm like full glam. And the other days I'm like yoga pants.
Yes. Okay. I love to hear that. I love to hear that because I feel like I do that too. Like, I definitely am in agreement. I love that you say dress for your goals. I think that's so powerful. I definitely agree. I feel like you are more productive, more motivated, more energized, more confident when you look the part, when you show up kind of dressed to impress in that way, right? But I agree. I definitely have my down days where like no calls today, no meetings. And I've got like the mom bun and right, I'm just rocking. And, I'm still productive on those days, but in different ways, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like it's a whole vibe, right? Like if you have your slouchy pants on or your yoga pants, like it would kind of almost feel weird going and talking like in front of a crowd. You wouldn't do that normally. I feel like society, since like we've been in lockdown and quarantine, we kind of like forget that. Like if we had to go to work or go to these type of events or meet a client or go to networking, we wouldn't show up in our yoga pants. We wouldn't show up in our slouchy pants. Like we would have respect for the situation. And also, we too know that to be appropriate and to feel good and to be able to be fully present in the situation, we need to dress a certain way. So I feel like I just kind of carry that back into our daily life.
For sure. Yeah. You just reminded me of something. When I used to work in corporate, a good friend of mine and me, like on days where we would just like rock an outfit we weren't that excited about, you could see it in our mood.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you wear an outfit you just don't feel that hot in, and then
Mhm.
your whole mood shifts for the day, right? Like maybe you were feeling a little bloated that morning, so you put on these pants you don't really like because you don't want to try and like button your other pants or something like that. And
Mhm.
it really shifts everything for you. So I totally agree with you. Like it's just kind of a different vibe, no matter like depending on what you wear.
It really is. And it's so cool to see like the science behind it. Like it does impact your productivity, your risk taking, which is so cool. Like literally how you perform your task, your energy, it's just so elevated when you feel elevated, which is so cool. That you have that power. Like I try to teach that you can use this style, your style, getting ready as a leverage to really help you build a brand, show up powerfully as a mom and in business or whatever it is that you have before you. Like you can really leverage this for your own benefit.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm usually like the type of person, like I don't really necessarily care what other people think about me, but I don't strive to be liked by everyone. Like I get it. I'm not for everyone, but I still want to look my best. Like I still want to make a good impression when I show up to things, right? Like when I'm presenting, when I'm at my kid's school, when I'm on a date with my husband, whatever it is. So talk to us about this phenomenon. Like you don't need to be someone who's trying too hard, right? That's trying to people please or like look good for, but you also want to show up as the best version of yourself. What does this look like from a style perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say first thing is to always, always, always dress for you. Like that is key. You want to dress for you, for how you want to feel, for your energy level, for your goals, for your mood. So it's not really about the other person and what they think about you. It's more about like, hey, this is what I think of me. Like, this is how this makes me feel. And then that's going to just be a byproduct. You're going to start attracting your people, start attracting your tribe, your ideal clients, all the things when you are being truly authentic to who you are in your style. And that's what you really want it to be. You want it to be a reflection of you and your brand if you're in business. And you want to try to avoid like fast trends and what the industry is telling you that you need to wear or what other people's expectations are of you. You know, I had a client one time. She's like, Gabby, whatever you do, I'm coming out of corporate. I was styling her for her brand. She's like, I do not want to wear a blazer. She's like, I know that that's what's expected of me with her specific business and what's trending right now, but I don't want to do that. I felt like that was my uniform for so many years in corporate. And I told her, don't wear the stupid blazer. Like, you do not have to. You can have other pieces in your wardrobe. She actually fell in love with moto jackets at that point, and she was like, oh my gosh, this is like my layering piece that I just adore. And, you know, it was so important to her that she didn't wear those blazers, but also for like how she shows up. We want her to show up authentic. We want her to show up in a way where she's loving the way that she looks, because that translates to all the people that she comes in contact with. If she were to have the blazer on, she wouldn't be feeling comfortable or confident. She'd be more thinking of that than really just being and enjoying the experience. So it makes such a huge difference that you dress for yourself and that you're in alignment with you, you know, as you show up for people. And I feel like that's kind of like almost like a perspective shift, right? Like if you're dressing for yourself, you're going to automatically be attracting the right people, right? If you're appearing as the best version of yourself.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, what's a moto jacket?
Oh, girl, it is literally like, do you see like the right now it's actually still trending. It's the faux, it can get a real leather or faux leather, but it's just like the leather crop jackets.
Oh, I have one of these. Yeah, I have
Yeah, yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're great. I love them. They're awesome.
Yeah, they are. They can really change a whole outfit for sure.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And so like you can see there is a big difference in like the style and vibe from like a blazer to that. So it's just really cool how she was able to step into that and be like, hey, no, I don't want to wear that even though people expect me to. I want to be true to me. And so it was really cool that she did that. And was able to add a little
Yeah,
edge to her look.
for sure. Yeah, a little edgy. I love it. So I know you're a fan of dressing for body type, right? You said specifically you struggled with this concept before. How do you figure out what your go-to pieces, colors, cuts are if you don't have you, Gabby, like on speed dial?
Yeah, so absolutely. I would say the best way to learn this is to first understand that it's a process. So be very kind with yourself and like do that work beforehand, knowing that you are going to try on things that are not going to be flattering on you, that you're not going to love, and you're putting yourself in a posture of like receiving information, right? You're giving yourself permission to play. You're giving yourself permission to be like, hey, I'm just exploring and experimenting right now. And what I would say is to go and actually get your hands on the pieces, whether you're going to the fitting room and trying a bunch of things on, or if you're ordering stuff and having them delivered to you, and make this a really positive experience. Because for someone who struggles with body image, this can be really triggering and hard as you go through all these different styles and silhouettes and some stuff that's super trendy and like you see everybody wearing, but it's not working for you. So it can be a little discouraging, but you want to go through the process and really be in the clothing and assess, what do you like about it, but more importantly, what are you not liking about it? What, maybe it's the color, maybe it's the cut, maybe it's the rise if it's a certain pant, or you really want to take note, and like you can even jot those down in like a little notes in your phone, just so that you start to see like, okay, I don't like low rise. Like I'm seeing right now that I like mid to high. Or, you can say these sleeves, like I don't really love, the strapless look, or like the spaghetti strap. I like more of like a sleeve and like something that kind of drapes over my shoulder a little bit more. Or, you can really start to take notice of what is flattering your body. But again, it takes time to do this because you have to go through so much in order to really find those pieces that you absolutely love. So I hope that's helpful, but like I think that's probably the best bet, is to really just get in there and start experimenting in it from a gentle space.
Okay, so if you're someone like me who gravitates toward, you know, black or
Hmm.
neutrals, it's a good idea to try out different things you wouldn't normally pick up, the cuts, the colors, right? And sort of just do process of elimination a little bit, right? And just put yourself out there in a way like, oh, that's not something I'd normally pick up, but you know what? I'm going to try it on and see if like maybe that color actually does like pop on me, or maybe that cut is something I hadn't thought about wearing, but it is very flattering on my body type. So don't just pick what like you like on the rack, pick all different things is what you're saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that is the best way to really get an idea of what silhouettes and colors work for you. And really seeing, what can I tweak, because sometimes like that was me. That was my biggest story I always share, and I didn't share it here, but it was the era of the low rise skinny jeans. Marissa, do you remember that?
Oh my God, rest in peace. Rest in
Yes.
peace, please.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Like,
Don't come back to haunt us.
girlfriend, literally that was my breaking point in the worn room, the fitting room, because everyone and their mother was wearing them. All my friends, it was all over Hollywood, like everyone was wearing them, and they just did not look good on my body shape. And back then I didn't have the tools to understand that it wasn't my body, it's it's the cut, it's the silhouette, it's the fact that maybe I needed a mid to high rise because of my body shape. Instead, I just was like sobbing because I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like, what's wrong with my body? And why isn't this working for me? It seems to be working for everybody else. And so it's really hard, process at times. But I would say, like, yeah, get yourself, the low rise, skinny jeans, get yourself some boot cut, get yourself some wide leg, get yourself some medium, low, high rise, get yourself a little bit of everything to kind of try on and be in, and then do a process of elimination. Exactly what you're saying is great. If you're not working with someone, I think that's the best bet.
Yeah, jeans are so hard.
They are.
Ugh,
They
jeans
are.
are so hard.
They are.
I think too, you really have to find a brand that works for you a lot of
Hmm.
times. Just right, just the way like the level of stretch, the cut, this, that, like it varies so much. And I think once you find a brand of jeans that work for you, like that's brand loyalty right there at its finest.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh my gosh. So, so true, Marissa.
Yeah. All right. Well, you have something called a closet detox that you do with clients that you say can save women money and time every day. And these are things I like to save time. I like to save money. I like to make money too. So tell me more about this.
Absolutely. So, the closet detox is a fantastic process, and I'm not sure if you know this, Marissa, but a study was out that says that we only use about 80% of our clothes only 20% of the time. So it's like crazy. We have these overstuffed, packed closets, but we always seem to be asking ourselves, what am I going to wear? Or saying, I have nothing to wear, even though like we could barely shut our doors to our closet. And so with this process, we really want to go through the items in our wardrobe and really see if the pieces have earned their place in our closet. So I go through and we vet them basically through some standards. Does the color match your color palette and your undertone? Do the pieces fit and flatter your body shape? Are they on brand or do they feel like you? Are they in good condition? So we're kind of going through like a checklist, if you will. And if it meets all of these criteria, it has earned its place in your wardrobe. And what this really does is it gets rid of all that junk that like is just taking up space, like your stained up shirt or like, something that has a rip in it or something that just does not speak to who you are today. And it really frees up space to see what you have. And you can really go into your closet knowing that everything that is in there you like and you love, and it really helps to see like what you actually need. What are the holes? So when you go shopping, you're not buying the same thing or just buying what's on sale or what's trending. You know that for a fact you don't have, I'm just making this up, but like black trousers or whatever, because you've gone through your closet and have a very clear picture of what it is that you need. And it just makes getting ready so much easier. The fact that you can actually see everything. And again, knowing that you've already done that work in the forefront so that whatever you're putting together works for you.
Yeah. I love to declutter every now and then. It just makes me feel like a whole new person, and my closet is definitely calling my name for a detox. Like this needs to happen soon. And I don't know about you, but like sometimes detoxing, decluttering, it's like a form of self-care for me because when it's done, I
Yes,
feel so much lighter, so much better. Like I feel just like so organized. It just feels so good.
it does, my friend. Oh my gosh. It is such a form of self care. And it's so funny. Like, when you're in your closet sometimes too, it also helps you to get inspiration. Like, that often will happen when we're cleaning out a closet. You're like, oh my gosh, I forgot I had this layering piece. And then all of a sudden, now you have these new outfit possibilities, or you get inspired to maybe style something differently because you actually are in your clothes and touching them and trying them on. And it's just a really, really great process to go through.
Yeah, I agree. How often should people do this?
So I recommend doing like one big closet detox if you're very new to it. And then you want to do it seasonally, especially if you have the seasons. So like me in Jersey, I have to make sure that I'm planning appropriately for my fall and winter wardrobe and my summer and spring wardrobe. I have to switch them out. So when I switch out those clothes, I kind of do like mini detoxes as I'm doing that. So I'm prepared and I'm not like hoarding clothes that I've not worn or that don't serve me anymore. So it's just a really good way to keep my wardrobe fresh. Because sometimes when you have decision fatigue, sometimes when you have so much to look at every day.
For sure. Yeah. That's a great time to do it when you're switching the wardrobe. I don't do that
Hmm.
anymore because I live in California now. So the weather doesn't vary as much and we don't have to. And I think our closets are a little bit bigger here than they were for me in New York. But anyway, separate story.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good idea. Like twice a year, right? Just
Hmm.
and pop it on your calendar now, like
Yes.
6 months from now, or do it this weekend and then pop it in for 6 months to do it again as a reminder. Cause it's not going to be something that just like taps you on the shoulder and is like, it's time to detox your closet,
Yes.
mama. Like you
Yes.
got to remind yourself. So I
Exactly.
think you should totally do that for sure.
Oh, I love it for sure.
All right. Now, for the mom who wants to show up as like the best version of herself, but doesn't necessarily want to prioritize like the whole look every day, right? Like the makeup, the accessories, this, that. What tips do you have to kind of keep it really simple, but still achieve this goal?
Absolutely. So for sure, I kind of mentioned this before, but I really batch my days, like my schedule and what is planned for each day. And that helps me so much just save time on the back end so that, those days where I'm not feeling like I want to prioritize my style, I give myself space for that. I'm able to be in my yoga pants and get things done around the house, or I'm just answering emails or creating, like copy or something. But then those days where I'm needing to meet with clients or going to networking events, or going shopping for a client, like I know that those days are the days that I'm going to be dressed for my day and my goals and the value I want to bring and the energy I want to bring. So I make sure that those days are very strategic. And like I said, doing the closet detox will help you. Knowing your body shape and your color palette also help you, because you really can plan a lot of these outfits in advance, and you've vetted so much of your wardrobe. So like exactly, Marissa, what colors are flattering for you, what silhouettes are flattering for you, so that when you go to create an outfit, it's not this burdensome thing that takes so long to do because you are in love with your wardrobe. And I will say one thing that's helped me is to really, I've actually just discovered this because being a new mom, being an entrepreneur, it's hard to juggle all the things. And I really want to make self care a part of me and like my routine. And I know how important it is. And so I really have switched like getting dressed and my style as a form of self care for myself, which is so funny that I didn't realize that it was a great form of self care for myself being a stylist. But I love like going into my closet and making outfits and new outfits and trying new things. Like that is something that is so fun for me. It makes me feel so creative and alive. And so I think sometimes like just a perspective shift, like instead of looking at it as like this burdensome, dreary thing that I have to go do my makeup and I have to go get dressed, it's more like, oh my gosh, like, yay, I get to go play in my closet, create some outfits for the week. I get to like pamper myself with some awesome skin products and like making it really a beautiful time where you're just pouring out love on yourself. I think is very helpful too, and practical. I think we need that as moms.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So it's not like a have to, it's a get to. I get to do this.
Yes,
Shift the
absolutely.
perspective for sure. And I
Yeah,
always like to
absolutely.
tell people too when they have like a daunting task, like think about how you're going to feel when the task is done, right? Like think about like let's say like you don't want to blow dry your hair. You don't want to like style your hair after you wash it, right? And you know when you don't style your hair after you wash it, at least for me, it's a hot mess the next day, right? Like when you go to bed with your hair wet, it is a hot mess the next day.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
if you think about the 15, 20 minutes, whatever, however long it's going to take you to actually just dry it or style it or put the product in it and comb it through or whatever it is, how you're going to feel the next day or 20 minutes later when your hair actually looks good or your outfit looks put together or your makeup is on and you feel more confident, do it for that reason. Like think ahead,
Yes,
right? And think about
that's
that as your
true.
reason for doing it.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good, Marissa. And I have to say too, something that I've done is like sometimes when my daughter goes to bed, that's sometimes when I'll have to like straighten my hair or like work on my hair. I found like doing something that I enjoy in conjunction with it. Like I love listening to podcasts. And so I will make that me time. Like I'll put on a nice little candle or essential oil. I'll put on my podcast, and that will be my time. I straighten my hair. And it feels, like you said, it feels so good knowing I'm going to have it done. But I'm also making it like a little bit of a process for me, and trying to enjoy the journey. And I think we could do that same kind of feeling or vibe too when we're getting dressed or when it comes to our style.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. All right, Gabby, we're going to move on to our lightning round where I'm going to ask you some
Yay.
just for fun, random questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready, girlfriend.
Okay, here we go. Tell me, are you more of an introvert or an extrovert?
Oh my gosh. Introvert all the way.
Yeah, I feel ya. I'm that way too. What book are you reading right now?
What am I reading? I am reading The Confidence Code by Caddy K. So good. I've been going through it slowly because of my daughter being so small, but it's really, really great.
Yeah, sometimes it's better to take your time with books like that because there's so much good stuff to absorb too. You don't want to rush through it.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
All right, what if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life? What would it be? Calories don't count.
Oh my gosh. Like I love pizza. Let's just be real. And I could just eat bread too. I'm an Italian. So we love pasta, we love pizza, we love bread, and I could do all those all day long. But pizza for me.
Yeah, pizza's so good. So, so good. Especially if you live in New
Yes.
Jersey. It's
Oh yeah,
probably
come
amazing. Yeah.
on.
What's your cocktail of choice?
Oh, I probably will have a mojito with you. Love mojitos.
Mojito, yes. Some fresh mint in there. So
Oh yes.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah. What if you could go on vacation tomorrow anywhere in the world? Where would it be and why?
Italy. Italy for sure. I feel like I was there once when I was in kindergarten and we still have family there. And I loved it when I was there, when I was that tiny. And now I get to eat and drink my way through Italy where I couldn't then. So I'm all for it.
Yes, yes. And finally, what's one app you cannot live without?
Oh, I love the Marco Polo app. Have you heard of it, Marissa? I love it.
I have. I don't personally use it. I use Voxer, but I think it's very
Ooh,
similar.
very similar. Yeah, I love it. It's just a great way to keep in contact with like friends, clients, and it's super easy. I can do that like wherever I am and just I think it's a little personal to see someone's face and have them chatting with you. You get to watch it at your leisure. It's great.
Yeah. So for the mamas listening, if you don't know what Marco Polo is, it's a voice and video messaging app. So it can be really tough to always catch your mom friend on the phone or a client on a call, right? And if you can't always schedule those in and you just leave these messages and then you listen to them, as you said, at your leisure and you respond. And it's just a great way to keep in contact. So these are such fantastic tools that exist these days. I mean, it is just makes it so possible to juggle all the hats we wear as moms and feel fulfilled, feel connected, do all the things we want to do kind of on our own schedule, which I love.
Absolutely. For those late night feedings when I was doing that with my daughter, I remember I'm like, ooh, I get to Marco Polo my girlfriend right now. It doesn't matter that it's 2 a.m., but I feel like I need to talk to someone. And it was like so comforting to know, like, at any point in the time, you can just be feeling so connected. And we need that sometimes as moms, as our schedules are sometimes run by our little one.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, before we wrap up, please, please tell our listeners where they can find you, where they can contact you. This has been such a good conversation. I know many people are going to be reaching out and wanting to learn more.
Oh, Marissa, thank you so much for having me. This was a blast. And you guys can reach me anywhere at Gabby Eckert. I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and my website's gabbyeckert.com.
Thank you so much, Gabby.
Thank you, Marissa.
You've been listening to the Mama Work It podcast. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and would love if you could take a quick minute to leave me a review on whichever platform you're listening from, and maybe even send a note to a fellow mama friend recommending it. Reviews and recs help this podcast grow and reach more like-minded, awesome moms. And if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click that button so we can stay in touch, girl. By the way, if you haven't checked out the Mama Work It website, please do. There are lots of free resources and great articles there that can help you with the juggle of work life, mom life, wife life, fill in the blank life. So head on over. Thanks again for being part of the tribe. I'll see you soon, but in the meantime, keep on working it, mama.